then I would have lost to Chelsea, and you all know that was just not going to happen. Looking at all of you in your caps and gowns makes this all very real. It hits me now that this is really over. We really have a life. Yes, now it works. Okay. I'm going to just start somewhere. All right. This makes me reflect on the journey we all took and how we all got here. I mean, we all went through the same system, but each and every one of us had a unique journey. But all of our journeys have one thing in common. We didn't get here alone. Getting to this day was as fun and exciting as it was harrowing and stressful. And reminiscing about how I got here reminded me of all the people that helped me along the way. So I'd like to take a minute to thank some of those people who aided me to get where I am. First off, I'd better not forget to thank God for all the talents He gave me and all the challenges that were thrown my way. The experiences of my life gave me the tools I needed to keep moving and grow. I'd like to thank my dad for everything he taught me, both the good things and all those things Mom either disapproves of or doesn't know about yet. I'd like to thank my sister for setting a bar that I just had to beat, and I'm supposed to recognize that that bar was set very high. And I'd like to thank my mom, the greatest mom ever, for doing something every day for the past 17 years to get into this speech. And I'm not sure where she's sitting, but I know she started crying before I started talking, so if someone can hand her a Kleenex right now, I'd like to extend a thank you to that person as well. And I'd like to thank the rest of my family, my grandpa, my grandma, all the uncles and aunts and cousins, for all your encouragement to help me acquire all my achievements and for traveling so far to be here today. I'd like to thank the school administration, the faculty, and the staff for everything they've done, especially Mike and Kenny for being such cool bosses, and Kay Hubers for being like a second mother. I don't know how many things Kay reminded me of or got me out of. I think if she'd recorded every tardy I deserved, I would have spent my entire senior year in detention. But in my defense, they start classes at 8:30 and there's nothing you can learn out of one bloodshot eye. I'd like to thank all the teachers from Whitten Elementary School for the learning foundation they gave me and for putting up with me in my young, inquisitive mind. I'd like to thank the advanced placement teachers from Northern University for teaching me such difficult courses and making me a better student. And of course, I'd like to thank the teachers here at Platte Geddes for all that you taught me, and for all of us for keeping us motivated somehow, so we didn't just give up when senioritis set in. And speaking of senioritis, I'd like to thank my classmates. The experiences we shared over the past years have given me memories and taught me lessons that you can't get from a book. And speaking of knowledge from a book, another thank you is due to my classmates. I spent so much time doing all of your homework that when it came time to do mine, I was pretty well practiced. And since I'm giving this speech, I'm going to say it turned out pretty well. I'd like to send a thank you to everyone I forgot on this list, and I've had several requests to keep this short. So I'll just thank everyone. Oh yeah, I forgot to thank that guy on this later. Finally, I'd like to end with 3 thank yous to teachers that had a unique and invaluable impact on me. The first is Carol Simpkins. She was the teacher who taught me to read and was so happy for me and gave me so much encouragement that I enjoyed to the point where I never wanted to quit learning. She also taught me the only class I ever failed, and every teacher that has ever had me could probably guess what it was. Handwriting. I got an F or an E or whatever it was supposed to look like. The next is Lisa Vesley. She was the first teacher I ever frustrated. Never seeming to run out of questions, and between me and Bill Nye the Science Guy, I had her pulling out her hair for years. She helped me form most of my study habits and inspired me to learn to search out information beyond the normal curriculum. She always used to ask me questions, and when I gave an answer, she'd ask me if I was sure. And to a little kid, that means, you're wrong. So I would change my answer, and then my new answer would be wrong, and my first answer was right. So afterwards, she'd always tell me to stick to my guns. This taught me to believe in myself and have faith that I'm right. And I think most of my class would say that I believe in myself plenty now. All I can say in my defense is that I'm her fault. My final thank you goes to Richard Venus. I can't thank him enough for all he taught me. I'll never forget it. It was freshman year, and he came up to me and asked me if I wanted to compete in the FFA creed speaking at the district competition in Mitchell. I said I didn't want to, and he said that was too bad because he had already registered me. There's nothing that brings a kid quite out of their shell like forced public speaking. I remember that even though I lost, he said that was proud of me. And now I realize what he had taught me was that it's not important whether you win or lose, it's important that you try it. You learn by doing. And if he hadn't forced me to give that speech in front of those judges, I don't think I could give this one with dry pants. I wish he was here to hear this, but I'm sure he's watching today anyway. And if he was here, he probably would have told me that my speech was pretty good, but my dress was even nicer. So I've been thinking for a long time, trying to come up with some inspiration to give all of you. The thing that kept ringing in my head was, how am I supposed to give you guys advice about the real world when I haven't spent any more time in it than any of you have? I'm in the same boat as all of you, so as I sat there thinking of what to tell you, all I could come up with were the terrible things out there trying to make us fail, such as the recession, the wars, global drought and famine, gas prices, nuclear annihilation, the Yankees, swine flu, AIDS, pirates, Osama bin Laden, Hillary Clinton, global warming, Zac Efron movies, the apocalypse of 2012, the French, the constant threat of terrorism, zombies, the Twilight series, the robots becoming self-aware. I just watched Terminator 4. And personally, I still don't trust the Russians. When I put it like that, my first thought was, this is terrifying. How am I supposed to motivate my class when all I want to do is change my shorts? Then it hit me. The reason we should run fearlessly toward our futures is we can't screw this up. Our world is in such a state that with all the talent we have, all our work ethic, our faith, and all the strength we have gained from where we are and from where we came from and how we got here, things can only go up from here. It won't be easy, but nothing is worth having if you didn't work to get it. And you can't have what you want if you're too afraid to go get it. But then I thought, what would I tell the people who are too scared to go? Can't find a way to get themselves to take the next step. And then I remembered something that a very wise science teacher once told me. I was told, it's no longer about you. You're just a little drop in the ocean. And that makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Leaving the nest may be intimidating, but when it's time to leave, it's no longer about you. We may be going to the ocean of the real world, but we didn't get here alone. And if we're too scared to venture out for ourselves, then we have to push beyond ourselves because we owe it to all our teachers and mentors, to all the people who pushed us to this day, our day. Fear is no longer an acceptable reason to avoid life. So, class of 2009, for yourself and for all those who support you, it is time to silence fear and go forth to accomplish our dreams. The world is ours, so let's go take it.